which brings us to the topic of Meghan Markle. It's her 44th birthday. Happy birthday to you and all that. On Instagram, she's, well, there's not really anybody posting happy birthday to Meghan on Instagram, but luckily she's posted effusive birthday greetings to herself. Here is her post saying, let's have a look at it. Can't quite read it.
Celebrating the woman behind it all.
Yeah, so this is celebrating the woman behind it all. She pours her heart, vision, magic and touch into every detail. And today we raise a glass to her. Happy birthday to our founder, Meghan. That's her. That's as ever official. That's basically her congratulating herself. It's amazing, isn't it?
With the comments off, like if you're confident in this messaging, wouldn't you leave the comments on so that all of your fans that are rushing to buy your rosé and your loose fruit spread would be leaving comments underneath it, praising you for being so genius, including your magic and your mixed bag of pretzels and air on With Love, Meghan? I mean, I think it says a lot that she shuts the comments off. She knows that there are going to be people in the comment section that are like, what? Why are you wishing yourself a happy birthday? Get out of here. Also, isn't it unfortunate that she shares a birthday with the Queen Mother, Queen Elizabeth's mother?
True.
I'd much rather be talking about her. She was fun. She liked to have a, she knew how to drink. She could drink Meghan's rosé under the table. But unfortunately, here we are talking about Meghan Markle wishing herself a happy birthday on Instagram.
Yeah, let's sing that song for Meghan. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Meghan, me. It's just unbelievable, isn't it? No one else doing it.
Exactly. And so today, my interview with Valentine Lowe that I did while I was there blew up, and Meghan has been busy reacting to it. And let me tell you what she said. Here, my point being.
Well, hang on. What? Valentine Lowe, of course, the esteemed royal correspondent of the Times newspaper. What your interview with him? What emerged from that has so annoyed Her Majesty?
Just about how revenge-fueled she was and how frightened people that worked for her at the palace were to come out and speak to him about the explosive allegations that inevitably led to the palace bully report. And he said that she was just so full of revenge that people were frightened of her, that they couldn't go to sleep at night. They were waking up at all hours to her emails. And so Meghan says that we are harmful gossips trying to resuscitate relevance. But my point is
that's you and Valentine Lowe. Say that. Harmful gossips trying to resuscitate. Go on.
Of telling you this is if she was combing through thousands of birthday cards today and birthday wishes and birthday baskets full of fruits and jams and all the goodies, she wouldn't have time to be talking about my Valentine Lowe interview from 2 weeks ago, okay?
Okay, so what did she call you again? Say that, I like that.
I'm going to get it tattooed on my body.
You go.
Harmful gossips trying to resuscitate relevance. That's what she told Page Six.
You should definitely have that. Just it should be your tag on your X file or something. Kinsey Schofield. Harmful gossip trying to resuscitate. What was it again?
Resuscitate relevance.
Resuscitate relevance. Well, you obviously hit home. You know why you hit home? Because you're telling the truth. The one thing she can't stand is the truth. Like all those former employees saying that she was a terrible bully. You can't keep denying it, Meghan. In the end, it's going to hit home, and it has hit home. Let's talk about the other story that very much concerns her this week. And it is this incredible book by Andrew Lowney.
Another example of them being so busy that they have time to send their lawyers after the Daily Mail.
But you know what's amazing about this book? Andrew Lowney is a good guy. He's been on my show several times over the past few years. And his book is called entitled The Rise and Fall of the House of York. So it involves Fergie as well as Prince Andrew. But anyway, basically this book, it's been all serialised in the Daily Mail here. All over the front page it's called His Royal Oafishness. And Andrew is dismissed as a sort of thug who didn't know how to behave around women, was totally inappropriate, making juvenile sex and toilet jokes all the time at the dinner. It could not be more disparaging of Prince Andrew. I mean, it is. I think the Mail is styling it, is posting it as the most devastating royal biography ever, and it really does not pull its punches. It absolutely destroys Prince Andrew for the juvenile oaf that he clearly is, a poncy, posh juvenile oaf who, if people failed to call him sir or got his title wrong, was down on them like a ton of bricks, or his royal status.
I heard someone over a mole on their face.
Yeah, he got rid of somebody because he didn't like the mole on their face. So this was so disparaging of Prince Andrew, you can't believe it. No lawsuit from Prince Andrew, no legal letters, nothing. Guess who has fired off a legal letter? It is old legal letter confetti boy, Ginger Nuts. Prince Harry has sent them a legal letter, and it is about the incredible story that during a family gathering, a royal family gathering, while Meghan was still in the fold, but before she'd married Harry.
No, this is in 2013.
2013. Well, so Andrew apparently said something which Harry thought was behind his back, along the lines of that Harry would be bonkers if he married.
No, that's a totally separate deal. These are two separate allegations that Harry and Meghan are dismissing. The incident where Harry gives Prince Andrew a bloody nose happens at a family gathering in 2013, and then they go to closer to Harry and Meghan stepping back as working members of the British royal family, where they talk about Harry butting heads with Prince Andrew over some things Prince Andrew said specifically about Meghan.
Well, I'm glad you cleared that up, because I was a bit confused. I was thinking, this alleged fight between Prince Andrew and Prince Harry happened in 2013 at a royal family gathering, allegedly. That was before Meghan was on the scene, but Harry heard that Andy had said something nasty behind his back, and according to Andrew Lowney, whose research is extensive, I'll say that, there was a punch-up. Harry got the better of Andrew, according to this story, and left Andy with a bloodied nose. Now, Andrew hasn't said anything about this story, but Harry has issued a statement saying, "We can confirm it did not happen, it's not true, and Andrew never said anything bad about me behind my back," kind of thing. So you can believe that if you want. Andrew Lowney has basically tweeted, "Bring it on. I look forward to what this lawsuit or what this legal action may bring out." In other words, you want to go to court? You want to go to court? I've got more. So extraordinary that everything this book said about Andrew, not a peep. One mention of Harry, there was a punch-up in 2013, and he's got the lawyers in again.
Well, I have a different theory. I think that the lawyers are being sent after the Daily Mail and Andrew Lowney because of what's been said about Meghan Markle in the book. Andrew told Prince Harry his marriage to Meghan would not last more than a month, and accused Harry of going bonkers and not doing his due diligence into looking into her past. He openly accused Meghan of being an opportunist and thought she was too old for Harry, adding that his nephew was making the biggest mistake ever. The source said that Harry later told Prince William he hated Andrew, and I think that the reason Prince Harry is going after the Daily Mail and Andrew Lowney legally is over what's included about Meghan Markle. Harry has a reputation for, scuffles, whether it's in 2007 when he falls over in an attempt to punch a paparazzi King Charles later came out, within hours and said, "Oh, Harry didn't fall while trying to attack a paparazzi in 2007. Harry claimed he was hit in 2004 when coming out of a nightclub and getting into it with paparazzi. Harry specifically talks about a physical fight with his brother in Spare. Tom Bauer talks about Harry being like incandescent with rage at a 2017 wedding with Meghan Markle in Jamaica when he spots a photographer in the distance. There are numerous, Harry says, "I killed 25 Taliban. I didn't think of them as human beings. I thought I was just clearing chess pieces off the table." There are numerous headlines involving Harry and some sort of fight, scuffle, whatever you want to call it. I think the reason that there is such malice here and such bitter resentment is the idea that Prince Andrew might have said a couple of things about Meghan Markle that we all agree with.
Yeah, and you're right. I'm sure it does. The reason Harry's brought in the lawyers is to do with Meghan as well, because she doesn't emerge from this book with flying colours. This is the statement that came from Prince Harry's spokesperson. "I can confirm Prince Harry and Prince Andrew have never had a physical fight, nor did Prince Andrew ever make the comments he is alleged to have made about the Duchess of Sussex to Prince Harry." That was, as you say, a later date when Harry or Andy is alleged to have said to Harry, "You must be, if you're going to marry Meghan Markle, you must be bonkers." So they're denying that ever happened. Well, here's what's interesting, though, is that in response to this, Andrew Lowney has tweeted this. "Prince Harry calls in lawyers over Prince Andrew and Meghan's story," and then he puts in the link to the Newsweek story that quotes Harry's spokesman. Andrew Lowney goes on to say, "I look forward to doing battle and the disclosures which will emerge." So, right. in other words, what Andrew Lowney is saying, "All right, Harry, you're going to sue me. Let's go to court. I've got a lot more stuff. You want that to come out? Shall we do it?" I mean, we have to take a careful line here. We can't say what's true and what's not. These are Andrew Lowney's allegations in his book. But what I will say about Andrew Lowney, he is a renowned, respected, thorough researcher of an author, and he did a lot of work on this book. That book would not be published and certainly would not be serialised in the Daily Mail unless lawyers have gone through it with a fine-tooth comb. I'm not making any statement about who's telling the truth here, but I would suggest that neither the Mail nor Andrew Lowney's book publishers would have let this go into print unless they were convinced it was utterly true.
Well, we had this same conversation around the Vanity Fair piece. There are, to avoid lawsuits, these companies, these publishing companies, have lawyers that sit in their offices and work around the clock for them to avoid any sort of litigation. So yes, not only would the publisher of this book have gone over this with a fine-tooth comb, reached out to Andrew Lowney and said, "Hey, can I know who your sources are? I need to be more confident in this if we're going to publish it." But the Daily Mail would have done something very similar. They wouldn't have posted. Harry and Meghan have gone after the Daily Mail and won. Of course, the Daily Mail is going to tiptoe around some of these heavier accusations. So I do think that it's fair to say that they likely did their due diligence before publishing this. But I think it's really interesting because if you read Andrew's piece in the Daily Mail, Andrew Lowney doesn't say that Prince Andrew necessarily said these things directly to Prince Harry. It just says that these were his thoughts. This is the way he felt about Meghan Markle. And if they did get in a physical fight in 2013 over something that Prince Andrew was saying behind Prince Harry's back, who's to say he didn't say these things about Meghan Markle behind Prince Harry's back? Yeah. I think that that's the likely scenario. And perhaps Harry and Meghan aren't lying when they say that he never said this specifically to him. But
they're not saying that. They're saying he said something behind his back. I mean, just if I quickly quote the member of Harry and Meghan's team. This, as I say, this story about them sending a legal letter, or Harry sending a legal letter to the Daily Mail, was written up in Newsweek, the American publication. And the quote from the team member, for Harry and Meghan's team member, was, "Such are the gross inaccuracies, damaging and defamatory remarks made in the Daily Mail story. I can confirm a legal letter from Prince Harry's counsel has been sent to the Mail." Andrew Lowney saying, well, bring it on, bring it on. And if you pursue this case, I have a lot more disclosures I can make. I wonder what will happen to this legal action.
It's going to disappear. It's going to fall. I mean, first of all, there's no technical legal action. They're threatening, which is classic Harry and Meghan. And that's one of the things that Valentine Lowe said in our interview. He said, yes, I got a very long legal letter from Harry and Meghan when they found out, and when I asked for their reaction to this bullying allegation piece I was doing. When I sat down to write courtiers, they threatened me. They, were trying to intimidate me, and they were trying to discredit me before I could release these very important, historically, pieces of information. And he said, and you know what I think is amazing? They didn't sue me. He said they didn't sue me. Tom Bauer said the same thing. They threatened to sue me. They never sued me. And so that, I think it's a form of intimidation for Harry and Meghan. Yes, we know they're incredibly litigious, but I do think that, similar to Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, that they use it as a form of intimidation. They're hoping to scare you off. But I also think that they don't want to invite what will come, because, like you said, Andrew Lowney has completely, and I'm not saying this in a disparaging way, but he's completely alienated himself from the British royal family with some of his investigations. He has been fiercely investigating some of the sexual assault allegations against Mountbatten, who King Charles absolutely loves. And so Andrew Lowney goes places that you don't go if you want to stay in the fold when it comes to the British royal family. He is fearless, and there are things that I doubt. I'm sure that there are things that he was not capable of putting in this book that he would have loved to have put in this book, because there were issues there. So I'm sure if I'm Harry and Meghan, I'm imagining to myself, I don't want to be the next target of a book. I don't want to be the next target of a serious investigation, because, like you said originally, it's not Prince Andrew suing this guy. It's Harry and Meghan. They are, they're the sideline here. They're the sideline. But imagine if Andrew Lowney goes after you next, and imagine what he could find on you. I imagine that he would be able to find people that are willing to go on the record with their bully reports against you, because he is so fearless.
I mean, Andrew Lowney is a renowned journalist and author whose research is extensive. I mean, he researches, as you say. He's been locked in a long legal battle with the royal family and the government about releasing the secret documents surrounding Lord Mountbatten, King Charles's uncle, who of course was murdered by the IRA in a bomb.
And mentor. It's one of the reasons why he did not pursue Queen Camilla at the time, because Lord Mountbatten stepped in and said she's not right, and he ends up marrying Princess Diana. Lord Mountbatten had such an influence on King Charles.
And Lord Mountbatten, Andrew Lowney, like so many of us in this country, we don't give a damn whether or not we're on the right side of the royal family. Andrew Lowney doesn't care. I do. You do. I couldn't give a damn. I really couldn't. They happen to be a family that is the royal family. They don't rule me. They don't rule anyone. But Andrew Lowney, he's not daunted by this. But you're right about Prince Harry. This denial, we've launched this, we've sent a legal letter to the Daily Mail. It's an elaborate way of trying to give the image, to paint the portrait that this story about him and Prince Andrew having a punch-up, and the not very nice stories about Meghan being a bit of a bully as well, it's trying to paint the picture that these stories are not true. These stories are outrageously not true, and we've sent the Daily Mail a legal letter. The thing to do, folks, all of you outside of the media, you check how this letter goes. You see what happens next. If they carry on, fine, maybe they've got a case. My bet is that this might just disappear. What Harry's trying to do here is give the impression that Andrew Lowney's stories about him and Meghan are not true. But there is no real denial there. I mean, there's a denial from their people, but that doesn't prove it's not that...
There also is it's worded so carefully to say that Prince Andrew never had that conversation with Prince Harry. Lowney's not saying that. Lowney's just saying this is the way Prince Harry felt.
Yeah.
And I believe that Prince Andrew felt. And I believe that he felt that way because of all of the conversations we're now hearing come out from Lady Elizabeth Anson. I talked to Sally Bedell-Smith last week, who told me that Harry and Meghan had purposely, had not written this in her Substack, excluded members of the royal family, royal cousins, so that they could invite people that they'd never met, strangers, celebrities like George and Amal Clooney and Reese Witherspoon, who said, "No, I'm not coming to your wedding. I've never met you." And the Queen was so distraught that these important family members were being excluded so Meghan could have these random celebrities there. And Lady Elizabeth Anson said, "You know what, we're going to focus on the family wedding. Let's focus on Princess Eugenie's wedding." And I said to Sally Bedell-Smith, and then Meghan rolls in and announces she's pregnant with Archie at Princess Eugenie's wedding when it's supposed to be Eugenie's day. And so, I mean, like, I think that knowing what we know now about how defeated and distraught the Queen was about Harry and Meghan from the get-go, yeah, these are the kinds of conversations Prince Andrew is going to be having pretty openly with people, because he was always going to support the Queen. And I imagine that they were probably, I imagine they thought similar things about Meghan Markle.
If it's true, Kinsey, that Harry and Andy did have a punch-up, leaving Andy with a bloody nose, as we must stress that Harry denies this, but if that's true, and then he's already told the story about him and William having a punch-up, it's like, what is it with these people, you know, these royals? They just spend all their time fighting each other. It's a bit odd, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I texted somebody and I was like, honestly, that's the only thing that Harry's done in the last few years that makes him sound cool. Why would he threaten to sue somebody over it? We all want to punch Prince Andrew in the face, allegedly. You know what I mean?
I was thinking that. Yeah, don't deny this, Harry. Everybody will like you for it.
Exactly. Like, that's what didn't make sense to me at all. I was like, why would you deny this of all the things? And that's why I'm pretty confident that what really upset them was the Meghan Markle chat, the Meghan Markle talk. And you know what? Doesn't it surprise you that Harry and Meghan haven't threatened to sue Sally Bedell-Smith? And I think that those accusations have been the most harming when Harry and Meghan still do their media tours and talk about how close they were to Queen Elizabeth, hijacking her nickname for their child that didn't get to know her. And you realize, no, you weren't. Absolutely, no, you weren't. She felt totally isolated during your wedding. She felt pushed out, excluded, and she was heartbroken at the way you blindsided her when you left the royal family. You were sneaky. You were plotting behind her back. Meanwhile, Prince Philip is dying. COVID's happening and the world is shutting down around her and she doesn't know what to do. Things were changing. Things were shifting. She was frightened. And there are Harry and Meghan piling on.
Yeah, a story is emerging about Meghan, and Meghan doesn't like the story that is emerging. A lot of people might say that the story that's emerging is the truth about Meghan. Just before you go, still with Meghan, Kinsey, there's a new version of Chateau Meg coming out. Do we know when this latest hooch will be available not to buy?
The new hooch is available tomorrow. The description, I received the newsletter today.
Yeah.
It says they're thrilled to share that it will be available at 12 p.m. my time tomorrow. Harvested under the California sun, this dazzling vintage embodies
everything we love. It's where timeless elegance meets the spirit of summer.
Oh, God almighty.
I hope it comes with a barf bag.
Well, you know what will happen, Kinsey. It'll go on sale at midday, and by about 10 past, it's so popular, it's sold out, and it'll become the latest product that you can't buy on as ever. Right?
Again, I tell you that this, I believe, is her strategy, because she gets no positive press otherwise. This is a PR strategy that they've set around a table, and somebody said that's a great idea, to where they're going to limit inventory so that every news story that they push is that everybody's buying her stuff, everything is selling out, because otherwise the news stories about her are horrible. Meghan, go donate to an orphanage.
Yeah.
Go spend some time at the Boys and Girls Club. Do something nice for somebody else, and you might attract some positive press. But you are so selfish, and you were so manipulative, allegedly, in my opinion, and horrible in your very brief time as a member of the British royal family. You've not been a member longer than you were. That I think that people are having a hard time moving on. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, well, she's trying to base a brand around her alleged popularity. She doesn't have any popularity, so good luck with that.